Hey guys, this is Jason with the Ray of Light Tarot. I'm gonna give it a minute so people can come in and hang out so we can chat about some things for a second. Sunday, we're all about some Sunday afternoon chats, I guess. I've already done a Sunday devotion. I did a reading. Now I'm gonna do some Sunday chats. So I'm gonna hang out and talk to you guys. I was doing the Taurus reading, and while I was doing the Taurus reading, it was we were the in the actual Taurus reading itself. What something that came through in the reading was about. I think it was for. I don't remember if it was for the Taurus or for the soulmate of Taurus. Someone was having an issue with like they were very much. The what was coming through to me was that I think it was the soulmate. They were feeling like they couldn't live up to the soulmate's sort of high standards because of not being able to provide financially. And it brought up something to me. It brought up something that happened in one of my videos the other day where I was talking. I think I was doing like some free giveaways where I was letting people play games to win a mini reading. And someone came into my chat and said something about, well, I don't know if they were being sarcastic or not, but what they were saying was, generally speaking, good that you're not charging. I'll take a reading. Good thing you're not charging because unlike other, people in the spiritual community, it's hard times. You shouldn't be charging. And I don't know if the person meant that as, they probably didn't even mean it the way that it came across, but I think it struck a nerve with me because when I first sort of opened up to my spiritual gifts, I had a real issue with the idea of charging for readings because I thought, well, if something, for me, it was a very profound thing that happened, what I was able to connect to and do. And for me, I wasn't sure if I should be, it didn't seem right to charge money for something that's a spiritual gift. So I had to go through a real like metamorphosis where I came around to being okay within myself with charging for that gift. And so I think I have a sensitivity to that topic because of that. And so when I was doing the Taurus reading, I was talking about that and I got a little frustrated. I said, that's such a dumb thing, or, people can be so dumb. And the person was in the video and he was like, are you talking to me? And then he started calling me out about being an addict and a grifter, like using your grift. For those of you who don't know, like a grifter is like someone who swindles you or takes advantage. And I'm going to tell you guys one thing that I know for sure is, what I do, I take it very seriously. I started doing tarot readings because I was getting so much from watching tarot readings from other people. So I don't consider it a grift, and I certainly don't consider what I do to make me a grifter. I can take it very seriously, and I consider energy work of all kind. I think we're at a place in time where so much has been, there's so much in the sort of the esoteric world that's not necessarily understood, but that we know has value. I mean, it's been scientifically proven that if you talk to your plants, they're going to grow faster. Plants, flowers bloom and stay in bloom longer if you talk sweet to them. So people, I don't agree. I just don't agree that that's a grift doing something like what I do. I mean, obviously, who would choose to do something that is not real or that's a swindle? I don't think most of us would. Although there are swindlers out there, obviously, I certainly would never choose to do something like that. Hello, is it Anjali or Anjali? But anyway, I do want to apologize to, I can't remember, is Guido something. I do want to apologize. I don't know how you meant what you said, but you're wrong. I absolutely do charge for what I do. And so if you meant it as an insult, it doesn't insult me because I do charge for what I do. And it took me a long time to get to a point that I was okay with that. And I still have had people in my own social circles who think that if you have a spiritual gift, whether it's being sort of a minister or doing what I do or anything else, that you shouldn't charge for that gift. But I just have to humbly disagree because, yeah, I think I might do some tonight, probably about 9. That's usually when I come on. But if you need a reading, I could do one in just a minute. But let me finish what I'm saying, and I might, if you want to hang out, we might do one for you. But I would disagree because, it was really hard for me. Like it was something that, it was a moral dilemma for me. And I did not like the idea of using something that to me was very special and was the result of a major spiritual awakening that I had, this connection that I felt, and this ability to like, it's called clairsentience, this ability to sort of feel through things and know what's going on. So I did not take it lightly at all, and I definitely didn't want to. I would never want to do anything with that gift that would nullify it or make it less valuable. So for me, it was a very hard thing to come to. And I'll tell you guys a story. I've told it before, but I'm going to tell it again because it really helped me. I was talking to my friend Jai from Channel for Grace and her husband. We were having a meeting about ideas about other things, actually, on Zoom one day a couple of years ago. And I was talking to them about, thank you, Liz. I was talking to them about how, I know I'm a good reader because people would always say, you're such a good reader. Where I worked a 9 to 5 for my dad's company, and people would line up at my cubicle to get readings. And I was like, I know I'm a good reader, but I have this issue with charging people, with asking for to be paid for it. But I wanted to do that all the time because it felt good to reach for people. It felt good to get to the heart of the issue and see the truth and be able to help people know what was really happening. But I still had this major issue. It made me feel like there was something I had a hard time coming over that hump. And I remember Jai's husband Don said to me, Jason, even in Native American tribes, when you go to the shaman for healing, you have to make an offering so that the energy exchange is even. And so that really resonated with me, and it made me understand, well, yeah, it's okay for me to ask for an exchange, for a donation, right? For what I do. But and I don't know what you do, Guido. Is it Guido J? Guido Juice? Guido? It's something like Guido Juice, I think. But whatever your name is and whoever you are, I don't know what your interest was when you came in, if you were just joking or if you were serious, but it did offend me a little bit. I thought it was a dumb thing to say because I disagree with the sentiment. Doesn't mean I think you're dumb. I don't even know you. I don't know why you're interested in this channel or why you came in. I'm not trying to pick a fight with you. That's not, I'm kind of an old man. I'm 42. So I would hope that that's not what we do at my age. But I will say, I think you touched a nerve with me because that comment resonates back to something I had an issue with when I first started doing this. And all I can say is I disagree with that sentiment completely. I think that anything you do that has value, that another person sees as valuable, should receive an energy exchange, whether that's monetary or otherwise. And that's my belief. I don't think I'm going to deviate from that belief. And I definitely do not consider this business of tarot to be a grift or a swindle. I have seen very too many confirmations of things that it's very real. It's very true. It's a conscious energy. That energy is just as real as electricity that provides lights. And sometimes you don't I don't know what makes you feel it's a swindle or that it doesn't have monetary value, but I can tell you a lot of people feel it does, and that it does, and that it is of value. So, yeah, apparently that's still somewhat of a sore subject for me though, because it really irritated me. And I don't know why it shouldn't be, because there's a lot of value in what we do as readers. All of you guys out there, there's a lot of good readers out there. There's a lot of not so good readers out there, but there's a lot of people who are really connecting and really getting the intuitive messages that are not just in the cards, but that are being shown to them from a power that's unseen. So it's really special, and I value it. And so I apologize if I did react badly, but I see a real value in the work I do. And yeah, the thing you said about me being an opiate addict, I absolutely am, and that has nothing to do with my abilities. Probably it would stop my abilities if I went off the rails and did some heroin right now, but I am capable of what I do, and we don't need to bring that kind of stuff up. I bring it up because I don't want it to hold power over me, and I would appreciate anyone who is trying to be in a high vibe right now and be loving like we all should be toward each other. Let's not, bring up the things about each other that are just going to hurt each other. Let's try to be champions of each other. I apologize for saying, if you're hearing me, I apologize for saying that your comment was dumb. I do think the comment was kind of dumb. I'm not sure how you intended it. Either way, it feels dumb to me because I disagree with the sentiment that spiritual people shouldn't charge, especially if that's how they make their money. They should, if that's how they put food on the table. But I don't think you're dumb. I don't know you or who you are. So I apologize if, if my reaction was more about me than you. I think that's what it was. But I do apologize. I didn't mean to be, offensive or rude, and, wish you well. Hey, Darcy. Okay, sorry about that. I just needed to say that because it really bothered me the more I thought and thought about that. And I was trying to get at why it bothers me. And I think it's just the root of it that the idea that people have that things like tarot or energy work, things that are esoteric, are somehow bullshit or somehow don't hold value. Because if you're here, obviously you agree with me that it does hold value and that it is very real. And I don't believe it's real. I personally know it's real because I've experienced it long enough to know how real it is. And it does hold very deep value for people who need guidance and don't know what's happening in their situations. And they need the truth because they're at a point where they're at their wits' end. So it does hold value, and I don't consider it a grift, and I certainly don't consider myself to be a grifter. Am I a saint? Am I the best person on the face of the earth? By no means am I. I've lived a really messy life, but I do everything each day nowadays in my life to be the best me that I can be. That's the hand to God truth. And that's why I'm honest about things like my addiction issues in the past and who I am. And so you can judge me. I'm an easy person to judge and hate on. It's easy, but I don't know why there would be that interest to do it because I'm certainly not here seeking to hurt anyone or to do anything wrong to anybody at this point in my life. I'm just trying to make my life better and to keep on keeping on. So again, I apologize for saying that that was a dumb statement and that people, meaning you or and anyone that felt that way, is dumb. I do feel like it's inaccurate though, and it's not the truth to feel that way about someone in spiritual work. I think there's monetary value as long as we live in a system, in an economic system that uses money, and you're doing something that's helping someone and they're willing to pay for it, there's value in that. So that's just how I feel. All right. Now, if anyone, yeah, somebody wanted to purchase a reading, a mini read, you can do that. Are you in the United States? Oh, thank you, Darcy. You've helped me a lot too. You know, it's been that's why that like that course Jai and I did for those 6 weeks. That there was so much value in that for all of us. You know, how do you say your name? I know you put it on there. Anjali, Anjali, Anjali. That's beautiful. Yeah, it's if you want to get a mini reading, I asked for a $20 love donation to the Cash App. The Cash App is $ Ray of Light Tarot. And if we're gonna do that, I'll also play some games and give away a couple too, see if anybody can win some. So hey Nora, we've got to do Nora, your reading. I'm gonna be getting in touch with you soon. I was using this weekend to get caught up, but I've gotten a couple people's readings done that won, but we definitely have got to do yours. Can you just do super chat here, Anjali? I came on to just talk about. I was doing a reading earlier, and I had just an issue with somebody because of a. I don't know if it was a misunderstanding or not, but I reacted poorly, so I wanted to address it. So that's why I came on to do. But now I'm just somebody wants to get a reading, so yeah, just send a donation on the super chat here, and we'll give you a reading. Yes, exactly, Maria, exactly. But I mean, in the reading that you guys are watching, I did kind of start it because I was the one who brought up the conversation from before, and I said it was a dumb comment, which again I do disagree with it completely. On its face, I disagree with it, but I didn't need to bring it up, and it's because I have a sensitivity to that. Because even in the spiritual community, there are people who think you shouldn't charge for your spiritual gifts, and I think they're totally wrong. You know, I just don't agree with that. I think if we lived in a world where money was not necessary to survive, absolutely none of us would charge for our spiritual gifts. But as long as we live in this economic system, well, what are we going to do, right? What are we going to do? Darcy, and I think, listen, Darcy, I think that's something you need to really, really focus on. And the more you do that, and that's exactly why I'm doing this right now, because you have to walk the walk, right? I lost my composure. I stepped out of character with someone, and it wasn't fair to them. They just were they didn't maybe they didn't even mean it the way I took it. So I needed to address it. I agree, some Chandra Well, Soma Chandra you know because you do what we do. You understand how much it is work, like how draining it is to do this. Okay, Anjali. Hi, I lost my stable job. When will I get a new job? And will I stay back as I am on a work visa in US or will I have to go back? Okay. Yeah, I think, and that's how I feel. I think if we can all be helping each other right now during this difficult time, it's great to. But if somebody's able to make money doing anything, I do not fault you. Like, Go get your money. We all need help. Like we're all in need right now. We're all worried, we're all a little bit afraid, and we're all in need. So any of us that can go and get help, get money, do it. If you can do things like I'm doing where you do giveaways and let people win things, that's great too. But you've got to survive too. So I just wanted to address it because it just made me feel bad and a little bit like I had really not responded the way I should have. So I wanted to address it. All right, so let me do Anjali's and then we'll talk about some other stuff. Okay, what can Anjali expect as far as work in the near future? So you're wanting to know if you're going to be able to stay here. Is that I'm getting that within this question. Is that kind of a concern for you? Are you going to be able to stay in the United States? Is that something that's on your mind right now, Anjali? Thank you for the love donation, the $5, Lorena. Thank you very much. We do love it so much, Chandra. I get a little bit of fear here. Yeah, you're going to be okay. Look at the cards you've got here. You do have this Eight of Swords here, which can be a little bit of, I think that's come. A lot of this is coming from not from the not knowing. But look, you've got the Star, and then you've got the King of Pentacles as an outcome card, Anjali. This is good news. You're going to be okay financially, job wise. Yes, that's a follow up to when I get to the job, as I have been here for the last 10 years. Okay. There is a little bit of resistance here. We're going to have to clarify the Seven of Wands. I'm not sure exactly what that is. Something is sort of standing in your way, and it may be something that you have control over or you have the ability to affect. So we'll talk about that in a second. So a big part of this, the Eight of Swords, look at this. You can see in this card, in this deck, there's two people here, right? I don't know if this is tied to someone who you were in a relationship with that maybe affected your energy. Here's the thing, guys. One aspect of our life affects all the others. And like part of the reason that I got triggered after I made the rude comment, that person started calling me a grifter and bringing up my addiction issues and stuff. And when we go low, that's going to really, when people can get you where it hurts, if you're honest and open about your problems. I feel like there's something in your past that's sort of keeping you feeling in a weakened state or maybe a little bit vulnerable is the word. It's like a vulnerable state and it's affecting every aspect of your life, including your employment, and not just your prospects, but um, it's more like in your mind. It's in your head. Is it really important that you be here in the United States for this thing to work out? What's this about? Why does it feel like you guys are standing on a map of some kind and you can't, you're afraid, you feel like you can't move? There's some energy that, here's what's happening. This transformation is going to take hold one way or the other and you're going to be okay. I don't know why that flamingo is standing out to me. I was just looking at a flamingo on a picture that a friend sent me and it was by a pool. And then it looks like you guys are standing in water. I feel like this is a time that we're it's like you've got these two competing energies are very they're very much against each other. There's this one energy that wants to be in celebration and happy. He is an MI and I'm an NJ. Is MI Michigan? um, and then the other energy is stressful and it's worrisome and it's about trying to expand and not being able to. I really like that the King of Pentacles is your outcome card, and it feels really like things are going to be okay. I know it's hard not to worry when you're in separate places with someone you care about, and when your job is up in the air and you don't know how you're going to bring home the bacon. Like that sucks, but within yourself, you have to address what this energy of this is a defensive energy. See that Seven of Wands? That's that defensive energy. And when we're fighting off someone, we think we need to fight something or someone off is when we're going to be not in a good place here. Yes, right, exactly who just said that? Okay, what Maria just said about flamingos, how they need to learn to balance on one leg. And not only that though, the flamingos that I saw earlier were by this pool. It's this energy that you're actually you're so close to this sort of re-immersion energy of being in where everything is going to work out. But you have to kind of trust that. And it's so hard when we're in a place of things coming at us from all directions. When you feel like this, when you feel defensive like this, it's very difficult to trust that things are going to work out, right? But things are. The fact that you have the King of Pentacles here, that's an energy when we're talking about your job or your financial situation, it's going to be perfect. It's going to be working out well. You're going to be in control, okay? You're not going to be behind the eight ball on this. The issue that I see, though, that you need to focus on is finding a way for you and this person to be together. I think a lot of your tensions are going to be sort of allayed or dissuaded when you get to be close to your person, because it feels like you guys are trapped here in a place of fear, and it's a fear of not being able to move, of not being able to go anywhere. Okay, I think that's a good thing. And also, it's important to recognize right now, even where you are, instead of letting those fears get to you, really recognize all of the blessings you have. Because again, that ability to sort of balance on one leg, that's not what the flamingo is doing in this picture. But I definitely think that it wasn't a coincidence that whoever, Maria, put that up in the chat. I take things like that as a real sign. And also, do you have a bonsai tree? Do you have a little bonsai tree? Or do you know anyone who does? If not, I would get one. Um, it may get a little scarier if you've got to shift your focus for sure, because that star in the sky, it feels like I gifted him one on his birthday. Oh, okay. So it's him that you gave a bonsai tree to. Well, that's beautiful. I think you need one for yourself, because I'm seeing two bonsai trees. So maybe the one that you gave to him, you need to, and that may also be a message about giving to yourself as much as you're giving to your partner. Okay. So take that how it resonates as well. Whatever this bonsai tree energy is, there's something uh, special about that for the two of you. But I definitely see two bonsai trees. So I think, and one is a little taller than the other. So it's probably because one, first you gave him one and now you need one for yourself. Um, he may even, I don't know, someone, you may get one as a gift, maybe not from your love interest, but somewhere else. And it may be tied to your job. I'm not sure what this bonsai tree stuff is about, but I also think, it's difficult right now because of all that's going on, but I think you guys are going to have an opportunity to take a vacation sometime, really a lot sooner than you think, maybe in the early fall, maybe around September. And wow, there's an opportunity for a lot to happen there. There's the water's flowing, the waterfalls, the flamingo. Yeah, big time vacay and an opportunity. Yes, right. And I think it's an opportunity for you to be able to really share in a lot of sort of celebratory energy. It kind of feels like a Three of Cups type of energy. Um, 7, 8. April may be a little bit of a tough month for you, but I think by May things are going to improve a lot. And it's not even, I don't think it has to be tough. A lot of this is about perspective, because don't give in to those creeping thoughts and those fears, right? You go back, if you weren't listening, listen to the things I talked about at the beginning of this video about that issue I had with like the spiritual people and charging and stuff, because it's really about perspective and about letting things attack you in that way, because you can become very defensive, and it's more about your own fears. This is not a reality. Like this trapped energy is not reality. That's the thing about the Eight of Swords that we always need to point out. This is not real. This is perceived, and so it's not what's really happening. Okay, I really want you to think about that. It's not what's really happening. You're coming out. The king's wearing this sort of like, it looks like a medal or a pin of some kind of pin of honor. Do you see that? That's like something a knight would be given in maybe an ancient religion or in a kingdom. So this is telling me that part of what's going to bring you through, and you're going to come out of this in a very good, from a material perspective, you're going to come out of this very strong, is the people that you have built good relationships with in business, your social circle. You can sort of trust and rely on those people. Those people that know you in that way. There's a need to trust on that, relying on your established connections and relationships, and trust whatever this energy, because this is a warning. The Seven of Wands, whatever that is about, like that defensive energy and how that might not be, a good thing. Just trust in not in the good thing, and in good people, and not in bad things happening. Okay. Um, this energy is coming from your past. This is, do you see that fence and it's got these holes in it? For some reason, this is going back to like being a child and being bullied or something. This is an energy that's not this is not reality. This is coming up because it needs to come up for healing, and it's about something far off, and it comes from a feeling of being vulnerable. Okay, it comes, but it's okay. The best thing we can do, that again, about what I was just talking about, the best thing we can do is learn to be vulnerable. It's okay to be vulnerable and to be open about who we are and what our faults are, and just trust that good people won't hold them against us, and just sort of let things let the ripples go through. Trust the ripples, trust the waves and the bumps, and let them sort of then soften out. It's going to take a minute to work out the kinks, but things are going to be okay. And this is not real. This is perceived. You guys are going to be fine. The bonsai tree. There's some kind of. It's almost like it's like a wink, or just like a secret handshake. That bonsai tree, I definitely think you both should be having, you both should have a bonsai tree as long as you're apart. That's something that is going to be a point of sort of faith, trust, and nurturing for the two of you. So I think that's really important. First, there's something about that, because there's the two pentacles. The king's got the two pentacles. There's the two pillars, and then in the star card is the two bonsai trees. So I don't know exactly what it's about, but it felt very important. So if there's already one bonsai tree, it's time for another one to be added, and for you each to have one until the time is right. Okay, so take that. Hey, K Moon, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Anyway, yeah, so that's good. All right, so good luck. I think everything's going to work out just fine. Yeah, he's over here digging. I don't know what he's doing. He's over here digging. You're welcome. Good luck in your job search. I know it's going to work out okay. Anyway, guys, I didn't come on to do readings. I just came on to address that issue because it was bothering me. So I wanted to just sort of talk about that, and to apologize too, because I felt kind of bad. But I guess I could do a giveaway real quick since we're on here. Let me find a major. Hey, Jason, I'm reminding happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Nice to see you. Here we go. All right. I'm going to give a free mini reading away to the first person who guesses the major arcana that I'm holding in my hand. So when I say go, you guess the major. 1, 2, 3, go! Nope, we're starting the cleanse on April 1st. Okay, Nora, I'll do you next. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Nora. Nora got it. Do you want to go ahead? How about this? Nora already paid for a reading. What do you want to do, Nora? Do you want to give one away to somebody? Let's let Nora ask her question first, because she purchased a reading, and then she can do whatever she wants with the extra one. Lovers, the lovers. The lovers. Okay, well, that's sweet of you, and I appreciate that you sent that, and then you're giving it away. But before you give it away, Go ahead and do your question first. You at least get to go first and get your reading before you give the other one away. So let's do yours. How about that? I would like to know more about a new love offer you mentioned in my last reading. Is this a new connection? Let's see. Where? There. And what did I mention in the reading? A love offer? A new love offer. So like someone coming in with a love offer that we didn't know who it was? Okay. What's the new love energy or love offer coming into Nora's life about? It could be someone from another part of the world, which is interesting. Someone who's not from the United States. I'm looking at my globe, and for some reason, what am I looking at? Is that Africa? It may be South Africa. It's either South Africa or I honestly don't know because I'm not. This is one of those. It's like it's not a map globe. It's something else. Mandana thinks it's from Iran. A love offer coming in from Iran. Whatever it is, it's someone who has a lot of money. So this could be someone who is, trying to like really wine and dine you. It's definitely divinely guided. We've got the Hierophant there. May have to do, yeah, very interesting. Eight of Wands. Now the High Priestess is in reverse. Arabian area. Yeah, I don't know. I was saying Africa. So there's someone, it could be Arabian because it does feel like someone, for some reason I wasn't getting that area, but I was connecting to like Middle Eastern oil tycoon type of stuff. And that would equate to a lot of financial means. I don't like that the high priestess is in reverse because what that says to me is that there's a look what's beside it, the Four of Pentacles. So you don't want to become disconnected from your higher self or from your soul path because of someone really overwhelming you with a lot of things. And it's easy for all of us for that to happen. It's not necessarily, again, we keep coming, this has come up a few times today, this issue of money. And there's a lot of fear right now about money and about physical, being physically okay. I really feel there's a lesson in this. You've got the Hanged Man in reverse too. So there's something that you're supposed to be it may even be a test, Nora. That's what it is. Okay. There's a test coming in for you. You've got the Eight of Wands. There's an opportunity to get stuck or there's an opportunity to make really huge progress. You keep your eye on your prize. What's the prize to you? It's a test. I know it's a test because of the way these cards are looking. The High Priestess and the Hanged Man both were in reverse. That's a test. And the fact that it's showing this, hey, Cecilia, the fact that it's showing that to me, right. It's a test, though, that's going to take you so much closer to what is that prize to you. So it's more of a representation. This also is about the more you put in the work to this, the more you're going to sort of see those little steps line up for you. It's definitely a path of ascension. This Ten of Pentacles is that's like the Kabbalah sort of tree of life, or all the different. It's the different aspects of God, right? The 10 different aspects of God, and how, according to that knowledge or wisdom, how we only connect with certain aspects of that. It's impossible in human form to connect wholly with God, but only with certain aspects. Well, you're connecting with all of the aspects, or what this is about is you're connecting with all of the energy of source. You're being brought toward that goal, toward that full fulfillment. Remember how we talk about like a twin soul or divine counterpart really is going to check all the boxes, not one or two, right? They're going to check all the boxes within the potential realms. That's what it feels like, is you don't want to fall for a test that may check quite a few boxes, but if it's not what truly is within your heart's desire or the prize for you. And the thing that really was the clue to that, if the high priestess feels reversed, that would mean it's actually disconnecting you from what your soul truly desires, or what feels balanced and right and whole to you. So from that perspective, I think that's really important for you to keep sight of. I would also say, with the Eight of Wands here, that's why, and this is for everybody, guys, when we have tests come in like this, if we choose right, and we react properly to the test, we make huge progress, huge fast progress on our path. So, but that's why they're tests, because they can be really hard and really frustrating and really painful. But if we choose right, we can really do well. So that's cool, and that's a good thing, right? Yeah, so we're gonna have to do your actual full reading, probably this week, Nora. I should be able to do it this week. I'll get in touch with you. I think you responded to my message last week. I just haven't responded back. So probably in the next week, I'll be able to either do the reading. I don't remember if you said you wanted live or recorded, but either way, we'll be able to get it done it'll be done by this time next week. So that'll be good. All right. All right. Yeah, a lot to think about. Just remember, tests are tests, but if you are really devoted to what it is your heart truly desires, no test is going to throw you off. No, none of that. Nothing's ever going to really throw you off your game too much. So just remember, if it's aligned with your heart's desire and your path, amazing. If not, it's not. Because we didn't come here to really do anything other than to fulfill our heart's desires. Really, you know. Okay, so did we decide who's getting the next reading? I guess AK gets it, right? AK needs help. I need help and advice before I make a horrible decision and sleep with my ex. Ah, okay. What's the question? I gotta go though. My phone's about to die. I just came on to talk about that issue of spiritual stuff and money, and apologize, but I really didn't come on to do readings, guys. K Moon said true. Passionate. I don't know what his pure intentions are. It is funny the way AK wrote it. Before I make a horrible decision and sleep with my ex. Don't know where his pure intentions are. All right. What are AK's ex's pure intentions? Or are they pure? Show us. Hold on, Bubba. My dog wants to go out, so I'll definitely have to go in a sec. The moon just went flying. Bentley, can you get that card for me, please? Thanks, buddy. A lot of ego here. Look at this, Five of Swords. That's a win at all costs energy. Definitely some strong physical energy. There's a lot of attraction here. Seven of Cups. Look here. Seven of Cups. This person's got a lot of options. There's a lot of different cups floating around them. Now, the Fool is here at the bottom of the deck. It was face down. So it's like what this person may not be so willing to admit. Deep down inside, what they want is to sort of be revealed and to be able to start fresh with you. But there's so much ego involved. There's so much ego with this Five of Swords. This is... I don't think you're going to get a lot of truth verbally from this person. I don't know. It feels like you're not getting a lot of honest expression here. Like I'm getting that message in a few ways right now, that someone has a hard time really saying what's up. Boy, there is. I can see why you're about to accidentally sleep with them. There's strong sexual energy here. The fire is real. The fire is strong. There's just a lot of... Can I? You don't have to tell me, but I get the feeling this person smokes weed or something. I don't know why. I'm smelling marijuana burning, and I don't smoke weed. Like I don't have any in this house. I'm smelling marijuana burning or something. It's like really strong too. So I don't know if accidentally. What accidentally happened? I smoke weed. Like this is like I don't know if that's there's like this person's got a lot of options, and I don't know if that's I don't know why I'm smelling the weed, but we smoke together. There's a lot of like, well, the problem isn't the weed, but it's like this person gets impaired in a lot of ways, it looks like, and then makes really bad decisions. I've been there, done that, right? I was just talking about that earlier in this video. The thing is, one thing I've learned from this twin soul journey, like I said, I learned a lot about who I don't want to be just as much as who I do. And a big lesson for all of us, like, is some things, some relationships and what they could be and what they could mean are worth sacrificing your childish ways for. And I don't think this person is yet willing to sacrifice their childish ways for you. And so that's a game ender. That's a deal breaker. It could be a game changer if they would, but they're not yet willing to, right? Like I struggled with it, but I knew like childish ways got to go, right? No matter what the struggle takes, childish ways got to go if you want to have a chance in this spiritual world that's so beautiful and can take you so far. So this person hasn't quite gotten there yet. So don't make a mistake. Follow your heart. If your heart tells you it's okay in its time, then it's okay in its time. But right now there's too many other chalices here in this person's energy for them that they're not they want to choose you, but they're choosing too many other things at once. Okay, they've got to get to this place where they're sort of opened up and free and willing to take a leap of faith with you. And that's here. That's the good thing. That's the only major arcana that's here. It's here, AK. So it's within the realm, but it's not happening yet. And you've got to be true to yourself in order for this to have a chance to happen. We all do in these connections. We have to be first true to ourselves, self-respecting. Self-respecting for me is no, I can't go and do drugs. I can't do those things that I used to use as an escape mechanism. Now my escape is putting my feet in the dirt or in the grass, taking a long salt bath, meditating, starting that cleanse we're going to do Wednesday. Those are escapes for me now because they feel good, because they have positive results. You have to reprogram your brain, though, for that to start working, guys. Trust me, it's not easy. It is not fun or easy. But it does start to work, and it took a long time. Sometimes it takes thousands of relapses to get there. For this person, it's going to take, I feel, thinking they've lost you. It feels like that's you in that cup, though. They know you're a viable possibility for them. But the fact that they see you with your eyes closed, they're trying to hide something from you still. They're not wanting to show you everything. And that's not going to work in these spiritual connections. We can't have that, right? We have to have honesty. We have to have rigorous and utter honesty. And it's not easy. I have never had a consistent time of honesty where I've been completely and consistently honest like that. But I'm going to. I'm there now and I'm ready. It's like it takes practice and it takes learning. So... yeah. Yeah, my phone's about to die, but let me see what I can give for Mundana. And then I got to go. Thank you for the love. How are the majors arcana different from the other? It just depends. I don't know. I can't say specifically how they're different. Like, they definitely don't mean the same thing, though. You know what I mean? Like this, sometimes it's an awakening. Sometimes it's taking inventory. Sometimes it's like a new awareness coming in when it comes to judgment. Or the fool. The fool, it's usually like taking a leap of faith. Well, just a second ago, it was looking like somebody being stripped in order to be their complete self with someone to have a new start. So it just does do different things. You've got to not put up with any BS in your life, Mandana. You've got Queen of Swords as guidance, and that's gonna ascend you into Empress status. But so someone may not be respecting you fully, but it's because they're waiting for you to respect yourself and stand up for yourself. So the minute you start to stand up for yourself, you're going to see more respect. This is feeling like an awakening here. You're about to start something new, but you've got to stop grieving whatever you're grieving from the past. There's 2 cups still standing in your life. Yeah, you've had 3 cups spilled over, but if you're focusing on those, you're not going to see this thing that's trying. There's something right now, as we speak, still beautiful and to be grateful for in your life that's represented by those 2 standing cups. So you want to reach for that and grab for that. And it may require letting go of everything, because look at the fool. The fool's not taking anything with him. You know, at most, he's just got that little stick with a sack tied to it, and he's ready to jump off that cliff. So it's time for you to sort of cut out anything that's not serving you, including people that aren't respecting you, because they will respect you. The minute you do that, look what you become, the Empress. So it's not ceasing to be kind, but it's immediately taking, control and having respect for yourself. There's definitely some kind of awakening tied to it. And it's also going to be, this is also not just an awakening. This is like the younger people around you, maybe younger girls. You're influencing them. You wake them up. When they start to see you as the Queen of Swords standing up for yourself, they awaken and they're like, whoa, look at Mandana. We need to be more like her. So you're actually, it's not so much your awakening. Your awakening is what results in all these other people looking at you as an example and a role model. You don't need to carry anything with you, but you need to stop grieving the past. The past is dead. And yes, sometimes we have to go through and grieve it, but it's time to stop grieving and start looking at the 2 cups in front of you and reaching for them, and let go of whatever you're holding to reach for them, because it doesn't look like there's anything of so much value that you shouldn't reach for those cups. They are what's of value for you. And they're going to serve you so well. You have to trust in that, though. Okay. All right. I got to go, guys. My battery's about to die. I love you guys. And again, sorry for getting a little bit irritated. And peace, love, and hair grease. Namaste. Namaste. Love you guys. Love you too, Scott. Thank you guys. You guys have a good luck, Mandana.